Welcome, modern day mystics, fellow truth seekers, James and Justin, back again with another reaction video. Now, a lot of people who watch our Muslim videos have been begging us to do a Quran recitation. So this is going to be the first one of these that we've done. This one is called the Emotional Quran Recitation. It says Surah Al-Haqqah. Is that how you say it? And Nasser Al Qatami as the title. It's done by the Awareness YouTube channel. So yeah, this is the first thing. I guess, we've never done anything like this before.
I've never seen anything like this. I've never done anything like this before, and I'm looking forward to it. And I guess it goes without saying that we take this seriously.
Yeah.
Because it says emotional right in it, and this is people's cherished beliefs.
ما الحاقة وما أدراك ما الحاقة كذبت ثمود وعاد بالقارعة فأما ثمود فأهلكوا بالطاغية وأما عاد فأهلكوا بريح صرصر عاتية سخرها عليهم 7 ليال و8 أيام حسوما فترى القوم فيها صرعى كأنهم أعجاز نخل خاوية فهل ترى لهم من باقية وجاء فرعون ومن قبله والمؤتفكات بالخاطئة فعصوا رسول ربهم فأخذهم أخذة رابية إنا لما طغى الماء حملناكم في الجارية لنجعلها لكم تذكرة وتعيها أذن واعية فإذا نفخ في الصور نفخة واحدة وحملت الأرض والجبال فدكتا دكة واحدة.
So I guess what I'm getting right off the bat is like a day of judgment, something calamity coming. That's what I saw there. But to know, like, it does sound beautiful, when you hear this stuff sung like this. I don't know if any other religions do it like this. Like, I have heard like Bible verses and stuff put into songs and sung before, but not. This is different.
And if you go to a Catholic church, sometimes it's like they're singing, maybe sometimes some of the Latin or whatever it is. Sorry. They mention a day of calamity and judgment, which I'm assuming is. I'm going to make a lot of assumptions.
I don't know if it's prophecy or if it's something that happened in the past.
Well, it's mentioned Pharaoh and that sort of thing. Interesting to me, a couple of things. Okay, let's buckle up here because I'm going to get a little on the pessimistic side, but I'm just saying it as an observer and with the intent to open my own mind and anyone else's. So I noticed that there's a guy wiping away some tears. Already you can see some emotional reactions happening, right? And very pessimistically, it reminds me of what I heard about when the leader of, which is the bad Korea, which is the communist Korea, North or South?
North Korea.
North Korea. When their leader died, that people were weeping in the streets, and if you were seen not like weeping hard enough, there'd be like trouble for you. You know what I mean? It was like almost a competition of who could be most distraught about this thing, right?
Yeah.
And I remember as a Christian being in the church, almost winding myself up emotionally for some things, And I've known Christians, because that's where our background is, that would put emphasis into praying hard, You know what I mean? Like almost as if there's a prayer-o-meter, and the more
Yeah.
engaged in it, the more favor you'll find with the Lord or something like that.
Yeah.
And only after having departed from that did that make less and less sense to me. When I was in it, it begs to reason, you know,
Yeah,
like because
yeah.
that's how humans work.
Oh,
if
yeah.
you can see how upset I am about something, you might be more reactive.
I've been there at emotional teenage retreats and stuff at Bible camps and
Yeah.
stuff. I've seen that stuff.
But even on my own, even in my own prayer, I got the sense that, you know, I feel disconnected from the
Yeah.
Lord. I got to pray harder.
Yeah.
And I don't know how much of that is a mental game and how much of that is
Authentic?
reality and authentic, you know, and
Yeah.
what's really the difference?
Yeah.
If you believe something with all your heart and you're having a real reaction, then it's
Yeah.
real.
Yeah.
But I'm just pointing that out
Yeah.
because in hindsight, all those altar calls I went to
Yeah.
and all those times that I was swept away in, you know, in that, I think of it differently now that I'm
Yeah.
not in it. And then I think about people that never went up for altar call. And there's probably some part of me that was a little bitter. Like, so-and-so never goes up when they're playing the keyboard and, you know, things get
Yeah, yeah.
emotional. They never go up to altar call. What's with that? Don't they, like, you know? Which becomes a whole thing, right? And so what is the wisest way to approach everything, especially when you're doing something in public? I think that was all I wanted to say about that.
All right. Let's continue.
فيومئذ وقعت الواقعة وانشقت السماء.
I know what I wanted to say. So many things, and it's again in Christianity. There's this aspect of not only believing something, but legitimizing what you believe in by the assurance that the people that don't believe it, like you, were going to pay.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, let's just talk about, you know, and to this day, you know, some of the Christian people I know, it's almost like sometimes you get the sense that it's like, oh, they're going to pay. Don't you worry, you know, like, and how terrible it's going to be. How terrible that day for those people. And everyone does this to an extent. It's like, to legitimize your own thing, you got to be sure that, but you can guarantee they're going to suffer, right? Okay, let's write.
I don't like that. I've never liked it. It doesn't matter what belief system that carries that. I do not like that idea of like, oh, someone else is going to get theirs, or if someone hurt me, or if they didn't believe the same thing in me, they're gonna get theirs.
Yeah.
I've never. Well, I shouldn't say never. There may have been a time in my life where I was okay with that.
You're not very petty.
But
you're
I'm
not very petty. You
yeah.
have consistently. I remember even back in the day, you were like, I'm really having a hard time with this. Everybody that doesn't believe is gonna go to hell thing. Like,
Yeah.
maybe they don't go to hell. Maybe the hell's not forever. Like I remember you trying to reason that.
Yeah.
And you know, the sign of somebody that's not too petty is sometimes reality unfolds for everybody to see who really is petty. You know what I mean? Like, you know, the people that want people to get their comeuppance, I find reality as a way of like revealing those people versus the people who genuinely have concern or are just trying to do the right thing.
Yeah.
You know?
فهي يومئذ واهية والملك على أرجائها ويحمل عرش ربك فوقهم يومئذ ثمانية يومئذ تعرضون لا تخفى منكم خافية يومئذ تعرضون لا تخفى منكم خافية فأما من أوتي كتابه بيمينه فيقول هاؤم اقرءوا كتابيه إني ظننت أني ملاق حسابيه.
So that guy's having a severe emotional reaction. The guy right behind him, he's like shaking and crying.
Yeah. One thing I think that is definitely good to note in a lot of the stuff we've reacted to in terms of Muslim content, this is the like first time we've ever really seen a vulnerable side, right? Which I think is good. I think when Islam presents this, to more of the world. I think where there's places of resistance or not acceptance, when you show a vulnerable side like you see in this video here, I think it allows for like a connection almost, or a deeper empathy or an understanding of like, oh, okay, they feel like I feel.
Yes, and I believe that guy's reaction. An interesting thing is when you try to play mind reader like I do sometimes, and it'll be like, I think you're doing this because of this.
Yeah.
There's two ways people react. Sometimes they're like, what? What are you talking about? I believe those people. It's the people that are like, you can't read my mind. Then I'm like, I think I nailed it with your intentions there.
Yeah.
That guy looks like he's legitimately having a reaction. But here's the thing. If you're not having an emotional reaction, bear in mind it takes all different types, okay? Now, this is kind of a complex and deep point I'm about to make here. I was at a funeral one time, and there was a person that sang at the funeral, and they nailed it. They nailed it.
Yeah.
And this person was very close to them, and I was like, how did you hold it together?
Yeah.
And some people that can execute tasks, like the guy singing it, at least thus far, has been keeping it together. You know what I mean?
He looks emotional though.
He does look emotional, but he's not coming apart. You know, like there's just some people that are so emotional they can't get the message out.
Yeah.
So what is that? You know, what is it that's, you know, if you were to ask the guy that's shaking and crying right now, like, here, you take over for me, I don't know that he could get through it. Yeah. So does that say the person that can execute the song most beautifully at the most emotional thing feels less?
Yeah.
Or, you know, that's a presumption. That's not what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But it just begs to reason. We're all at different levels of emotional stability.
Yeah.
You know, and is it when it's lacking some kind of an emotional reaction, you know? Like, I'm a pretty open book. When people talk to me, I've encountered people that they're looking at me, they're scanning me as they're talking to me, because they can see every micro expression of like panic or worry or whatever, and their story changes as they're talking while they're looking at me, because you can manipulate somebody like that. That's like, there's a thin layer between their emotions and what they present to the world.
Yeah.
That's this type of stuff that intrigues me. Sorry, everybody. Let's get back to it.
It's good.
فهو في عيشة راضية في جنة عالية في جنة عالية في جنة عالية قطوفها دانية كلوا واشربوا هنيئا بما أسلفتم كلوا واشربوا هنيئا بما أسلفتم في الأيام الخالية وأما من أوتي كتابه بشماله وأما من أوتي كتابه بشماله فيقول يا ليتني لم أوت كتابيه فيقول يا ليتني لم أوت كتابيه ولم أدر ما حسابيه يا ليتها كانت القاضية يا ليتها كانت القاضية ما أغنى عني ماليه ما أغنى عني ماليه.
Okay, so it's hitting hard now.
Yeah, like
it's hitting
everyone's-
harder now. You can tell that this guy's feeling something as he's, especially this verse, my wealth availed me nothing.
Yeah.
And hell to the yeah to that. You know, not, excuse my crassness, but that's an easy trap that most of us fall into.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and this whole thing is being spurred on by, I'm getting like, I'm trying to, it's very hard to focus on the wording,
Yeah.
the subtitles as this is all going on.
Yeah.
But what I'm gathering is, I'm getting like an image of like Judgment Day where it's like, I should have done something, but I didn't do it.
Yeah.
You know?
You know, I battle with the leftover feeling of that from Christianity all the time.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
rolling panic attacks of, oh my God, time's running out and I haven't done it.
Yeah.
And then I got to like calm myself down and then count the blessings and count what's good again to be like, oh, okay, chill out.
Yeah.
You know, because there's so often this attitude of urgency and fear and, you know, preparation for life that I'm sure that the people that do the lion's share of preparing get frustrated at like whimsical characters like me that float around, you know, carelessly. I probably like hate that, but try not to hate that because I don't know. What do I say? How do I redeem that?
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I
just told you. I have panic attacks.
Yeah.
There you go. Don't get away with it, I guess.
هلك عني سلطاني هلك عني سلطاني خذوه فغلوه خذوه فغلوه خذوه فغلوه ثم الجحيم صلوه ثم في سلسلة ذرعها 70 ذراعا ذرعها 70 ذراعا فاسلكوه ذرعها 70 ذراعا فاسلكوه إنه كان لا يؤمن بالله إنه
Again, I will say, I know people that are conservative or Christian that you could... It's so hard to not be offensive when you're just trying to tell the damn truth. But it reminds me of practicing believers of other religions.
Well, yes. The big thing that like sticks out in when I watch something from the place where I am now in my life is the power of a belief in something. And the thing I always turn to everyone, all the people that believe, like it doesn't matter what you're getting worked up about. What is your direct experience with that thing? Is it just your imagination? Is it just something that someone told you? Like, where have you experienced? Like, because I'm reading this and it's like talking about the shackles and the chains and the fire and the judgment. And yeah, you can, if you meditate on that or pray on whatever you do with that, you can get yourself going on that. But then like come back for a second and be like, how in any shape or form have you experienced any of it in your life? So maybe it's not that part of things. Like I know obviously in Islam or Christianity or any faith that believes in eternal hellfire, they're going to be saying, well, like it's for your own protection, or you better watch out. But again, I have like, why am I believing that? Why am I believing that?
Oh yeah, you've got kids and I've got kids, right? And so when they're little, probably more than now, every now and then they'd be scared of something, you know what I mean? When I was a kid, I used to be scared of ghosts or something, you know? And every now and then a kid, you'd be like, where did you even learn that? They'll be afraid of like something they've never seen before or something like that, right?
Yeah.
And I'm like, I used to say to them, like, you know, I've never seen nothing I could prove, like a ghost in my room or something like that.
Yeah.
But they would be scared of like the dark or something like that. The point is this. That is something that's not even there. In the lap of luxury, the doors are all locked. Everybody's relatively safe, and they're afraid of something. It's like if you woke up in the jungle, it's almost a certainty that you're getting either eaten by some kind of predator or Amazonian worm's going to crawl up your urethra and plant eggs. I'm saying there are real things to be afraid of in this world.
Yeah.
Why can't we not focus on that? Is this a problem of too much time on our hands? Like, or is it a problem of not seeing clearly what is at hand? Like, there are places in the world right now that you wouldn't need to work yourself into a fear of. You would be like high alert from being there.
Yes.
Real terror.
Yeah.
Go there. go there for Pete's sake and go like be amongst the terror.
Yeah.
You probably get PTSD from even being there.
Yeah.
But instead of doing that, we you know, I like to think of God as better than us. I like to think of God like jealousy is a human thing.
Yeah.
Wrath is a human thing. And if it's a, you know, it if anything frightens me out, it's the collective idea of like painting the all-knowing creator of all of us.
Yeah.
Did he make all of us? Our enemies and us?
Yeah.
Then why, you know, putting it on him that like he's got some like jealous or rageful stake in things.
Yeah.
You know, like that's the person that can speak things into existence to get like jealous or, you know, pissed off at their own creation.
Yeah.
That's my struggle.
Yeah, it's definitely, yes. Yeah. And I hear what you're saying, and that's something worth definitely thinking about. We got a minute left in this. We're going to get to the end, and then we'll
sorry,
say our
everybody.
final
Man,
statements.
I'm sorry. I'm just thinking. Can we think?
Yes,
we're allowed to think, right?
We can.
كان لا يؤمن بالله العظيم ولا يحض على طعام المسكين فليس له اليوم هاهنا حميم إنه كان لا يؤمن بالله العظيم ولا يحض على طعام المسكين فليس له اليوم هاهنا حميم ولا طعام إلا من غسلين ولا طعام إلا من غسلين لا يأكله إلا الخاطئون.
Are they sad because they know sinners? Are they sad because they have loved ones?
That was exactly what I was asking myself, too. Is it because they have people who don't believe in what they believe that they're worried about?
Or is it a general sadness for just humans that they're going to roast?
Yeah, well, that's something I've always kind of like, I feel the empathy. I've been on that side of, and I know there is a legitimate, like, I do want my friends and my family to be with me when I die in my afterlife.
But me and you have both encountered what happens when you become, what is the word, like a missionary, like a proselytizer or whatever the word is.
Proselytizing. Or
So often they would get frustrated, and then they would play this game of like, let's see how long you can still care about my soul when I treat you like a goof. When I treat you, when I make fun of you to your face for even caring about it, and you'd be sitting there, I just don't want you to burn for eternity. I think you're a good guy, man. I don't want you to roast for eternity.
Yeah.
You know, and then you would see people get more and more like, I'm going to cut the bullshit out of this. You know, why would you care about me if I'm calling you an idiot to your face? Why do you want to save my soul? You know what I mean? That was like an interesting dynamic to this whole thing. And I don't know that I myself, I'm just being honest here, even when I was a Christian, I don't know that I ever went into my room of prayer and like wept over the people that I thought were going to go to hell. Maybe you did. You know, I don't remember. It's just weird that I even was concerned with my own eternal soul that much when I didn't. Sometimes I wanted us all to believe the same thing because that would have been more convenient.
Yeah.
For everybody to think or believe the same way, but like a genuine fear that people I knew were going to burn for eternity. I don't know that was ever. Yeah. Maybe if they were like a family member.
Yeah. Well, let's leave this on a positive note. Let's leave this on a positive note. Well, I think, you know, it is interesting. I always like the singing way that they present the scriptures. I think that is. It's a beautiful way of going about it. I also like the fact that in this video we saw kind of what is it? More empathetic. What am I looking for? What word am I looking for?
Empathetic.
Empathy side to the Muslim belief. And guys, if you like our reaction to this, let us know in the description. We'll do more. Yeah. And if you have any like specific ones, leave them in the description. Yeah. And we'll continue to learn more and more about your faith.
Yeah.
So if you did like it, don't forget to hit the like, subscribe, share this with a friend, and everyone, until next time, stay spiritual.